Yeah, we back. This is the Culture Tribe. I'm Gerard, the one with,
Shall be outer and bad.
Kyle, also known as Rob.
and today we have the crystallizer herself, Sapphire. We're going on Sapphire. How things?
I'm fine. Can't complain.
Today
I'm
we
really
talking about-
excited to be here.
Right. Today we're talking about energies and vibrations.
All I know that is
And-
my thing. All I know, I was ready, been ready.
Shelby's in a glee.
I am in glee. All I know, I just always say on this podcast and in my real life that I am not religious, I am spiritual. And people just be like, what I mean? And this and that, and the other and the other. So, you know, when you hear it from somebody else, you all can know that I am not alone. Okay?
Yeah. What is where do we start with this? What is a crystal exactly?
A crystal. So it's a kind of rock.
Mm-hmm.
It's from the earth. So, I mean, it's like a diamond. Oh, I wouldn't say that diamond, but it's like a normal rock, basically. So you have like the popular ones like rose quartz, you have labradorite, you have tiger's eye, you have obsidian. It's basically things that comes from, sometimes they come from the volcanoes or they just come from rocks in different places, honestly. They tend to have healing properties. So for the rose quartz, you can get love. That's a very popular one. So love, positive vibrations. The black obsidian, it repels negativity. The tiger's eye is for like being confident. So I mean, people don't believe in that, people don't believe in that, but I personally believe on the intention of things. So everything you put your mind to and you have an intention, it would work, because that's how I believe, the world works. You know?
So what gives it its power then? What's the difference like?
Is it then like a placebo?
What's the difference between like a regular rock, like any
And a
little stone I pick
crystal?
up, and like and like a crystal that can heal me?
The
You know?
difference, I would have to say the intention as well, because you could use anything.
Mm,
You can even
okay.
use water. You can use water and speak to the water and be like, listen, you're going to be a positive thing in my life. And you drink that water and you're feeling good for
Okay,
the
okay.
whole day.
So it's the energy more or less you give it. The energy you give off, you could say.
Exactly.
So-
Well, that's my belief. That's
Mhm.
my belief. Some people believe that they just like that.
Mhm.
That's how I believe.
When did your journey start in spirituality?
When I was 16, I grew up in church. And I was always a curious person. I have a passion for knowledge. So I love studying. And there was one time, there was this Willow Smith album. I can't pronounce some of the album though. It's have a real weird name. And the album cover was so interesting. I was like, what the hell? Because it's like a man getting up and then standing up like this. So I'm here like, what is this? And she was just talking about like vibrations, and there was this one thing called Merkaba. And I was so interested, so I started to do my research and I questioned everything, and I was like, you know what? There's more to life than just being a Christian, But I mean, my family is strict Pentecostal.
Mm.
So when them hear
Yeah.
me bring up Merkaba and chakras and thing, them was like,
Taboo.
we will start with that Obia
Yeah,
thing
thing,
here.
taboo.
You get outside
My
my
house.
house with that,
Mm.
right? So I was like, you know what? Let me hide it. Because I don't want them to think, I'm doing Obia. So eventually, I kind of stray away from it. And then I was like, you know what? I need to find my own identity, because you grew up in church, you don't question anything. You're like, all right, this is God.
This
This
is
is,
what you learn.
exactly. This is God, and that is it. Don't question God. I've always heard, do not question God. But I need to know where I come from. I need to know, well, why am I here? What is my purpose? Not just, the fact that we're here to go back to heaven or to hell or whatever. I personally don't believe in heaven and hell. I believe in reincarnation. I believe that once you die, you kind of decide your own fate, And I believe that we were here hundreds of years before, but it's how you choose to live your life on this earth, because they're different dimensions. So we're on the third dimension, and the goal is to go to the fifth dimension. So that in the fifth dimension, time doesn't exist there. And
I'm wondering why we skipped the fourth one.
I was actually no one. How we do reach to the fifth if you just
Why are we
go
going from
past the
two to
fourth
Fourth
to the fifth?
dimension.
What's the fourth dimension?
Honestly, we don't really talk about the fourth dimension that much. Okay, so there's the second dimension, and that's like cubes and stuff. No, not cubes. It's like flat surfaces.
Mhm.
Basically, like a triangle. Not a
a
triangle.
flat.
Exactly.
Like
Then the third dimension be things like this. So the fourth dimension, I really honestly, I never questioned why. I should think about that.
all right,
But I
cool.
know about
Let me
the
switch
fifth
it up.
dimension.
Do I just switch up fourth dimension? Or do I just
You
switch
can
up?
tell us about the fifth, by the way.
Yeah, in the
Right. So the
meantime.
fifth dimension, that's where you basically become an ascended master. So what is an ascended master is like you've learned a lot of life lessons before and you finally understood your soul's purpose.
Mm.
And in the Orisha cosmology, they call it the Ori. So the Ori is the soul. And like I said, I don't believe in like heaven or hell. I believe that energy never dies. So when we die, I believe it as a transition into something else. So it's how you depend. Okay, this might be a bit confusing because it was very confusing for me as well. Okay, I don't know how to explain this in a simpler form. So we sign a soul contract, and basically your soul remembers things. That's why we have deja vu.
I was actually not going to bring up that.
Yeah,
point.
your soul remembers, but we go through a period of amnesia because as we go on this third dimension, which is very, we have death, we have crime, and this dimension. The others don't have that. And you sign a contract saying, "All right, no problem. I agree to go through whatever I have to go through, and I'm going to learn this lesson. And if I don't learn this lesson in this form that I am here as Sapphire, I'm going to have to come back over and over and over and over until
you get it perfectly right.
Exactly,
Okay.
until I understand, until I actually wake up and be like, okay, I'm tired of here. I'm ready to go on, know? But so there's spirit guides, there's ancestors, there's the ascended masters, and then there's just lost souls. So lost souls, sometimes people, when they're killed on the streets, like when they die from an accident, their spirit rooms. And that's why I believe that when someone dies, you just honor their death and not try to grieve as much because they're not really getting to go.
Cool. Okay.
I believe that you should, okay, they were here. I appreciate them while they on this planet, and now it's time for them to go, so I release them with love, But I really believe that holding on for too long leaves the soul on the earth and it's just roaming around.
Correct.
I mean, that's kind of why we have the bongo traditions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And into the limbo so that, the soul is celebrated and, go.
Exactly.
Look, you did this for us and we appreciate you. You could go on to your way and you kind of help them on that plane too, because in the bongo tradition, you're singing the songs and this, that, and the other, and all those things kind of assist in the spirit to lead on to wherever they need to lead on to, and then reaching them into limbo so that they could do their thing, because there's so much you could do on earth right here, but even just singing and singing is still calling energies to assist them on their path. I mean, there's so much that we have right here in our culture that feeds into spirituality and our own just assistance on earth and between dimensions and whatnot, and we kind of we don't really know about
we don't
it.
take it so we label it as
In that
evil.
way, yeah.
Because what we don't know, we label it as evil, eh? What we don't know,
taboo,
just
yeah,
like, exactly.
because it's
like,
different to us.
Yeah, so things like bongo and thing, when we think about that, it's like, oh yeah, is that folk dance we do in secondary school, or is that thing we do in Best Village, and this, that, and the other. We don't see the importance of the rituals because that's what it is, right? Rituals constantly. So even the thing with the crystals and whatnot, all of that is part of your ritual, is what you believe in. I was telling somebody earlier that one of my lecturers, he does always say that obia, the word obia is really what you believe in. So whatever you believe in is your obia. So if you believe that these rocks, these crystals, these stones have a particular power over your life, are going to contribute to your life in a certain way, then that's your obia, because now you kind of ascended it into your energy, tying it into your own energies, right? Just like if you just go for a walk every day and you say, if once you go for a walk, I cool for the day, I real good. And then one day you in walk and you're
Are you
like, oh my
feeling
gosh,
heavy?
I'm
You're
going
feeling the heaviness.
Exactly.
Like-
because you're stepping outside of your ritual.
Yeah.
And sometimes you do need to step outside your ritual so
True.
that you could kind of transition into something that's better.
True.
But sometimes you need to stick to certain rituals because that's how our spirit's built, right? On
Yeah.
rituals. Like, so we need to transcend
Tradition.
yeah, things that we need to go into our own flow and cross it.
Yes, but even with me, I would say like a ritual is like something in which you practice more or less every day. Like if you go, like if you wake up and go for a walk in the morning, that's kind of like your normal ritual. Another person, if you just wake up, you just get ready to go to work, that's your ritual. So a ritual, a lot of people hear ritual and think, oh, this is something out of the blue, but a ritual is what you more or less do.
Yeah.
You're consistently.
Yeah, you brushing your teeth and thing every day.
That's
a ritual.
That's a ritual. Yeah.
Things that you need to do for you is your own ritual.
yeah.
It's not like you're sitting down in a circle with stones and this and that and smoke.
And you're chanting.
You know, like,
and-
people just think some of the strangest things. Even you saying your prayers in the morning, if you pray every morning, that's part of your ritual.
True.
How do you like use the crystals to heal someone?
So I use it in the form of meditation. So when I'm meditating, I try to visualize the crystals working for me. Or even if I'm like going on my daily, adventures. So I'll have it in my bag. Like, okay, I'll have my black obsidian to repel negative energy. I'll have my opalite. I mean, it looks so pretty sometimes. I feel like I want to just have the aesthetics. Because honestly, I'm just like, you know what? It's nice. Why wouldn't I not wear it, But that's what I do. I mean, just having it every single day and visualizing that is like a cross, basically. Because I know people believe in the cross as protection.
Yeah.
I personally believe, I honestly don't think of the cross as a protection because why? Why would that's like okay? That's like honoring where somebody got killed, basically. Suppose you died in a car accident, God forbid, right? And you're going to have a pendant of a car accident, right? In the same road. Why?
Oh, the same place in which you died. You just like a picture of that and put it on a pendant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's protection. I don't believe in that. I'm very sorry. I don't. But I mean, it's just the intention of the crystals. It's just the intention.
Yeah, I guess it's the intention of the cross too, because I think what they say is to honor the sacrifice itself. So, like, yes, the cross on Calvary is death and this and that and the other and pain, torture, so and so. But in the real association to people who wear the cross, I suppose, is that sacrifice.
Remember that sacrifice.
Or remember, it has that person, willing
who
to
loves you so much
Yeah.
that they would give up their life for you.
Yeah.
I personally can't do that now. Real sorry.
And that's the thing. If you believe that you could wear a cross because of that, then that means you could also believe that somebody else could have an association with a certain thing. Like if I find the color orange to be like the most powerful color in the whole world, then you can't tell me no, the most powerful color is purple because purple is royalty.
Exactly.
You can't tell me that
Exactly.
because I believe orange is the most powerful color in the world.
Well, I have a question. Like, how does one build that connection with the gems? Is it like a mindset thing? Or how does one go about?
The connection.
Like, if they're now starting off,
You have to let it call you.
you're like, okay,
So when I first got my crystal, it was in stage 3, and he was like, just let the crystal call you. So when you look at them, you will just see one that you pick up. It will
Okay.
literally just spark out to you. Like, listen, I want you. And my first crystal was a labradorite. It was so pretty. And I was like, you know what? This is the one for me. So you have to just watch it and it will call you. It will speak to you. It's your
Okay.
intuition as well,
Is
too.
it intuition? Is it like,
Yeah.
okay.
Because you know,
So it
you
was
just...
like vocal.
We didn't say Sapphire, come here. Sapphire, come here now. I had to scream. I know that. I had to scream. I'm like, I go on, bye. There's so much I think for me.
Insane. Oh, go ahead, Rob.
Okay. Additionally, how does one take care of the crystals? Because I know Tridanians, all of us are very anyhow. We might just fling them in the corner right there.
Let me just place them a drawer.
Yeah, let me just rest it here.
and
you know?
if you fling it, does it like turn negative
So
on
I'll be
you?
like, oh, brother, hold
Oh,
up.
mash up. It will break. It's expensive, so it will break.
Oh, do you have to store it at a particular place? How would you
Well,
go about
I
it?
have it on my altar. So
Okay.
I have an ancestral altar. So I have about 8 crystals. So I put in a little plate. I cleanse them regularly. So you can cleanse them with like sage. You can cleanse them with Florida water. You can cleanse them. Oh, some crystals can't go in water, or else they will break.
Okay.
So any crystal that ends with ite, like labradite, selenite, those crystals will break. So you have to know how to take care of them. You can also cleanse them with the full moon, but it's also the intention. So you could pray with it as well.
Okay.
And just keep it in a place where you know it's sacred to you. Don't let anybody else touch it, because that's what I believe. Different energies
Energies
can
correct.
affect the crystal, you
True.
know?
Tying up energies.
What happens if you put it in light? Does it have any sunlight? Like, does it have any effect?
You can charge it in the sunlight, yeah.
Charge it? Okay.
You can charge it in the sunlight, but
So
You don't have to-
moonlight.
you can as well. You can
Okay.
as well. But it really depends on the intention of everything.
Mm.
That's what I believe. The intention is important for everything. You don't need crystals for a spiritual practice. It is just a divination tool. You don't need crystals. You don't need no Florida water. You don't need sage. But these are just tools, you know?
Mm.
And I believe there's a certain amount of discipline that comes with your spiritual practice. But anything requires discipline. You know, that's how you grow. That's how you develop different abilities. I believe in like psychic abilities. I believe in you can see things in the future. Well, that's being psychic, basically.
Mm.
I believe that you can speak to spirits, you can see them manifest, you know, but it depends on your discipline and, you know, how you choose to allow yourself. But it takes a time of surrender. You know, you have to allow these things to work through you. But you can't be afraid, because fear will just set you back. You know, you can't allow these things to, because we have that conceived notion that, you know, that might possess me.
Yeah.
I might turn wicked. I might just walk down the road, I'm gonna bust up everybody's face, you know? So I mean, you have to let go of that fear and just be like, okay, I am open to learning different things, you know? So I mean, that's it.
True. I think with fear is more or less self-imposed. You would say.
Exactly.
So the evil eye you have there,
Mhm.
would that be a crystal or a gem?
It's none of it. It's just it's a stone basically, and they just paint it as an eye.
Mm.
So like I said, the intention of it to ward off negative energy.
Mhm.
You know, people also call it the Turkish eye.
Sure.
And my cousin actually looked at it and she was like, Sapphire, you're a devil worshipper. Why you have a ring with an eye on your finger?
Like, oh, okay.
Just like that, eh?
eh?
Just like that. I didn't even take it off.
Mhm.
Nothing.
No-
I just walk in.
That was
She's
a greeting.
yeah, Sapphire, you's a devil worshipper.
No Happy
Why
New
you
Year.
exactly?
No Happy New Year.
Nothing like
You
that.
You eat for the day?
I was like, Alexis, okay, good afternoon
to
to you
you.
too. Right. But how to put it in this way? Everybody does not have the best interest out for you, you know, and you have to stay protected by all means.
Correct.
Whether it is the evil eye, whether it is crystals, whether it is prayer. Because sometimes you think you're going out your merry own way, just living your life and in your business, and then somebody just watching you and jealous you.
Correct. That's right.
You know? And I believe in staying protected all times.
Do not blow your 3 points.
Like, I don't, not at all. I cannot play for slips.
Yeah,
No.
so we don't play
Right? So that's what I use this for. I was like, hey, I am protected. I don't know. Watch this. I watch it good. You know?
Mm.
I also pray before I come. So there is that. But I still implement some aspects of Christianity within my practice because, like I said, I grew up in church and I cannot stray away from that foundation too much because it's like some things I still resonate with, like gospel.
Mhm.
I love gospel. When I hear my favorite gospel song is from Hillsong, I burst into tears.
Which one is that?
That is
What a beautiful name. Is it that one?
no, it is oh my gosh, Beautiful Exchange.
Right.
I burst into tears and I believe that, you know what? God loves me despite whatever I choose to do to get to him. Whether
True.
it be through Ifa cosmology, whether it be through the New Age spirituality, whether it be through Islam, whatever it is. I believe that there's one God, right? And there's different ways to get to Him.
You told us about your altar. Like, what does it entail exactly?
So your altar, there's different types of altar. It can be anything. You can have a self-love altar with things that you like makeup, like perfumes. But for my one, it's ancestral. So I believe in always remembering your roots and where you came from, because they have some sort of knowledge that I want to know, and their DNA and their blood still flows within me. And I just want to, put an end to any generational cases that was in my family line, So in the altar, I have a glass of water. I have my crystals. I have pictures of them to honor them. I have my sage.
Your ancestors?
Yes.
How far back your ancestors? The pictures go?
My great-grandmother, my uncle who passed away like 10 years ago.
They also believed in gems and...
They didn't. They didn't.
Okay.
They're strict Christian as well. They didn't. But I believe that, okay, their dad and gone. But that was their... Like I said, that's the human flesh, right? I'm honoring the soul. So that's what I believe. So I go there and I sit and I pray. I don't do no bakes at our Father who art in heaven. I mean, I still do it, but not to the ancestral altar. I treat them as normal. I'm like, listen, hi, I need some guidance on like schoolwork. I don't know what to do. You were here before. Can you give me some assistance? I also believe in giving them offerings. So, my aunt.
Money?
My aunt will pass.
You're for money?
No, I mean, yes.
Money.
Yes, I do
Yeah, like
sometimes.
offering, like
I do
around
sometimes. And that has worked miracles for me. I remember one time I was working and
So if you offer them money, then do you just put it in a box or?
I put it on the altar. And I take it
Do you
back.
take it back? Oh,
Yeah.
Do you take it back and just leave it there?
I take it back when I feel like I should take it back.
Oh, so you don't take it back immediately
No.
after you finish?
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm putting it
Put the
there.
money, pray, and then take
Take
it
it
back.
back, yeah.
I put it there as like a sign of faith.
Okay.
Like I'm trusting you to work out my financial situation.
And
So I'm putting it there because I can't take it and go on.
correct,
It's
that's
just
right.
a soul, This is a tangible item. This is not like, So I just put it there. Sometimes I offer food to them. They offer food. You could offer like liquor. So spirits.
The spirits, yes.
Because they say when you die, throw some for these spirits and then they're drinking alcohol. So I believe in that as well. Also just put in like little love notes and things for them. So
With the spirits, would it be any particular spirit that you would give them? Would say they have a preference, being a bartender, I would like to know this.
what I knew they liked.
Well, okay.
Because
so
my uncle had passed, he loved whiskey.
whiskey.
So I would put whiskey on the altar for him.
Okay.
I'd be like, all right, uncle, this is for you. And have some fun up there in the spirit. Drink a little something.
Now, has your parents or persons in your home more receptive to what you believe in now? Or I know there's always the
hard
tension
points. Yeah,
to a certain
Exactly.
degree, because it's like they watch it in a certain light as opposed to how you watch it with an open mind. So is the tension still there? Are they more receptive to your belief?
Slowly.
Slowly, okay.
My mother, she allowed me to come into my own, which is something I really love. She was like, okay, you are your own person. I cannot stop you from practicing what you want to get to God.
Yeah.
Because, I believe that, okay, I want to get to God. I've tried everything and some things just did not work for me, but I believe that this is working for me.
Okay.
Some members of my family still not in agreement with that, but it's for me. Your practice is for you and God. It should not matter to anybody outside.
And I think a lot of people still deal with the the opinions of others as opposed to going with what they believe is good
What
for
it
themselves.
resonates with. Yes. Because okay, I always get that weird look sometimes as, oh my gosh, what are you doing?
The stares, the confused looks on your faces.
What,
Like,
what is she talking about?
What are you talking about?
You hear she talking about these dimensions.
What?
And chakras and things. That's from Naruto.
something wrong with his guilt. Yeah.
Like, what do you mean chakras?
Yeah.
What do you mean, like, we talking about to go to the avatar states? You know? So, I mean, standing in your truth and just being authentic and being confident and, okay, I believe in this. And I'm not taking no from anybody else. Yo, this is my practice. It has worked for me. It is the intention. And I believe that whatever you tend to believe in will manifest. I also believe in manifestation because people always try to put prayer and manifestation as two different things. I believe it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It is having power over your situation, you know?
And I personally believe that there is power in your tongue. So whatever you put out in the universe, you would attract that, whether it be negative or positive. And I just want to go back to one thing you would have mentioned earlier, charging in the moon, with the moon, right? What do you see as the benefits of charging these crystals or gems in the moon?
Does it run out of charge?
Or does it give you a different? Does it give you a
Only when the
different
moon is,
effect?
when the moon is
It's
full.
Yeah, I know
It
everybody's
has
talking about the
better
full
healing
moon.
powers when it's full.
Mhm.
So I put it out there just to remove, like, okay, I would have this crystal on, and you don't know if I might curse somebody for the day. Right? So that's be like, oh God, boy, I
Then you
have a
all your
negative.
worries and
Exactly.
stuff.
So it's
Yeah.
just me cleansing it on the full moon because it's more powerful on the full moon. The full moon now is also, it affects the tides.
True, because you hear a lot of people talking about the full moon when to cut their hair for the they want to cut trees or plants and so you also
Yeah,
use that
mostly
with the
water.
gems.
Exactly.
Correct.
So it's the same concept. It's the same concept.
All right, cool.
So besides like rings and necklaces and those kind of stuff, what else? Products, material things. Do you see like crystals and stones and stuff in?
Tarot cards. I've recently got into tarot cards. It's like normal. Okay, normal like cards is for all fours and stuff. But the difference is it has there's the Knight of Wands, there's the Page of Cups. So it's like pages, there's knights, there's queens, there's swords, and then there's like the Empress and then the Hierophant. And basically the cards, you shuffle them and whatever comes out resonates with you and it has a message behind it. So like the same thing with the intention.
How does it come out?
It slips out. Just like that. So you will
slips
shuffle.
out?
Yeah.
Okay.
You will shuffle in the card like a normal card deck and it will shuffle. Or you will ask a question like, Spirit, I'm having trouble with school. Can you give me an answer? What to do next? Do I stay? Do I drop this class? What do I do? And you're shuffling and the cards will pop out and you will lay out your spread and it
Do
will
you
tell
shuffle it
you.
regularly? Like,
Or like
Yeah, you
regular,
just
like,
you just do it, yeah.
so if you don't like the card that slips out, when you
Well, I
want to
mean-
reshuffle the deck.
Some people do that. I personally take it as a hard
Yeah.
truth, you know, as
Yeah.
a hard truth. I don't own any as yet because I'm still like I said, my mommy is slowly, so
yeah,
I don't know
coming
how
along.
she would react to me
So
having the
some-
tarot cards as yet.
with some other ways you could use it. The cards.
You can use the cards.
Like if I throw it at a wall or something. Like would something happen?
You
or-
can no.
Okay.
It's just me. It's normal paper, but there's the intention behind it. You can use it for astrology as well. So different cards have different astrological signs behind them, like the main sign for that. So the sun card for me is my personal card because I'm a Leo. So I am the sun card. There's the devil card as well. That is for Capricorn. So each card has a different sun sign attached to that. So
So so which one would be Aries?
As no one else would want to be the
Aries.
Scorpio as well.
I just wondering.
I think Aries might be temperance or either the tower. I'll have to research that though.
Okay.
You know, Scorpio or fan.
I just know Scorpios are water signs, and water signs tend to be very emotional, but they like to act real tough. One thing about Scorpios is
That
act
sound
real
real
macho.
familiar. That
This-
sound real familiar.
I don't know what these men trying to say here, but
Right?
Well, the man files busting, yes.
Yeah.
Have him sign yours?
that's Scorpio or
Keep it going. You know what it was? Keep it going.
Yeah. they like money.
Boy.
They love money. They
That's
love
true.
they
That's
love money, but they are very disciplined because they're earth signs. Earth signs are very all work no play kind of people. They're very serious. Like, listen, I am for this. This is what I have to do. We got it done. So, moving on to like astrology, because it's also tied into the tarot card. So the 12 signs, we have Aries, Gemini, Libra, Capricorn, Scorpio,
Who?
all of them. They're different. Like, okay, so we have the water signs, we have the earth signs, the fire, and then there's the air signs. So, I mean, what would you describe fire to be? Very
Energetic.
Hot,
Exactly.
passionate.
Passionate,
exactly.
yeah.
So the 3 fire signs would be like Aries. Do you know a calm Aries? Or you know Aries to be very vibrant,
Feisty.
feisty. They're very most Aries. They like to fight. Not physically sometimes, but they love to argue. They'd make good lawyers.
I don't know.
Another fire sign would be Sagittarius. They love to party.
But would it go for all Aries though?
No. That's a stereotype.
Or just okay. All right.
But okay, so in astrology, it's not just like your sun sign. There's different things. There's like your sun sign, your moon sign, there's different planets. So for the planets, you have like your big 3. Your big 3 would be the sun sign, your moon sign. Your moon sign is the emotions. The emotions that like, okay, how do I deal with different things? And then you have your ascendant, which is how you come up to people, your ego basically. So you have your rising, which is the same ascendant. So for me, I am a Leo sun, a Gemini moon, and I'm an Aries rising. So I could describe me to a T, but you have to understand that life changes us. So it would not always be accurate. You know, you have to apply it to your own.
Kind of generalization.
Exactly.
Of what could be.
Exactly. So we have those things, and we also have the houses. So in astrology, there are 12 houses. So the houses would be like, okay, for the first house, that would be like how people view you. So your first house will be like your sun sign. So I am a Leo, so I will have Leo in the first house. The 5th house will be like family and how I deal with the ones around me. So if I have like Gemini and that, how will a Gemini deal with family and like that? You know, so it's just more than what people think it is in the newspaper, you know, so they'll have a good day. Oh yeah, that's true. Leo, you would buy something new today. Oh yes, I did buy a phone card. Right? It's more than that. But like I said, you have to take everything with a pinch of salt. Don't always go with, you know, what you hear with. Use a discernment. You know, we have the power to think. If that doesn't resonate with you, if that doesn't agree with you, then don't do it. Or no. Personally, listen, I am not going to dive into things because I don't agree with it. There are some things I'm not going to touch because I don't have much knowledge on. And if I don't know something, I am not just going to dive into it. I'm going to ask my elders. It's very important as well to ask people older into these practices, what do you do? Because in Ifa cosmology, you have to get initiated to know your hedorisha.
Oh, okay. So it's not something in which you could just walk in and say,
Exactly,
okay, word.
exactly.
Julie said,
I
I want to be a
I
China
hear.
Shango today.
Exactly. It doesn't work like
Like that.
that. It doesn't work like
So they
that.
get initiated.
Yes.
And that's a
was-
process by itself.
It's a very long process. They will cut your hair.
How much?
How
All of it.
All of it?
do,
Straight
do
down?
you
Your
have to
hair.
cut your
I
hair?
am not in Orisha practice.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
just like the
teachings and whatnot of
exactly.
it.
I am not in Orisha, but they will cut your hair. You will be secluded from outside. You'll have the community around you, and you will allow, like, say your head Orisha is Shango. Shango will come and visit you, and
Chango is a person.
he's an
A s-
Orisha, so
A
it's like
spirit.
he's an. You could say he's like a deity,
Okay.
a spirit.
Oh, okay.
So, he would come and visit you. You would have the people around you. You have the babalawos around you. So it's not just you alone. You have the community, because I believe in community for spirituality as well. Always have that elder looking out for you to teach you, because you're still young and you're still learning, and you know they went through a lot, so they can guide you.
Correct. is
You
right.
know, but honestly, like I said, with the whole initiation part and cutting off your hair and being secluded, and they'll give you a new name. So you'll have a new name. What is your Orisha name?
yeah,
So
okay.
I
That's
might
gonna
be
give me-
Elekeme tomorrow, but I am Sapphire today. You know.
Okay.
There's different attributes. So sometimes you can tell who's the daughter of Shango, because Shango, he is the god of lightning, right? So he's very hot-headed, right? He ready to strike one time. He ready to go. And you would tell because, look at that boy. He always ready to fight somebody, yeah? He probably a son of Shango. You can make an assumption like that.
Yeah.
Or even Oshun, because she is the goddess of sensuality and fertility and sweet waters. You can see that woman, boy, wow, she just exudes femininity. She just looks like the daughter of Oshun. You can make an assumption, but it isn't always accurate.
Right.
Okay, all right.
You know? It isn't always accurate, but yeah.
And other than your crystals and gems, do you tie it in with like other stuff such as sage, incense?
Yes. So sage is a very touchy topic because it is endangered. Some sages are endangered. I think there's the white sage, and I know that in the Native Americans, they use it to channel their spirit as well. So it's very secret to them.
Okay.
So people believe that you should not use that unless they give it to you as a gift.
Okay.
So there's different sages to use. You can use blue sage. There's lavender. You can use as well. You can use bay leaf. So you don't have to use sage, but just be careful what type of sage it is because it is endangered.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Oh,
go ahead.
Now you go ahead.
No, ask the last two. So you
I was going to ask anything. Go ahead.
no, you make me forget what I was going to say. Wow.
So I have a question since the two of them, I know besides like jewelry and whatnot, people use those same type of rocks and stuff in like rollers and different skincare stuff. I even heard people use it in
Like jade and thing, like a
Yeah.
jade roller.
Massages.
Sometimes massage therapy as well.
Massage therapy, yeah.
That can be used for the chakras. So the chakra points. So the chakras are energy centers in your body.
Which are way?
Okay, so we have I normally start from the bottom move up.
Right.
So we have the root chakra, which is on this side. Then we have, so the root deals with like your foundation, how you start off. Make sure your root always start with the roots because that's your foundation for everything. Then we have the sacral chakra that deals with your confidence. Then we have the root, the sacral. Then we have the heart chakra. So the heart chakra is with like love, people, family, all that ties in with love. And then we have the throat chakra. So that's how you speak your truth. I believe that whenever you tell a lie, your chakra, it closes off. Like, I don't believe in lying at all.
So you always tell the
truth.
truth.
as much as possible.
Majority of the
As
time, you tell the
possible, as nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. So I try to be honest for the most part.
For the most part, okay.
If a customer asks me how is the station and I want a sale, I'm going to have to tell them yes.
It is good.
It tastes lovely, man. Yes, it's real good.
And after you do,
But you always put in, well, my taste and your taste might be
Exactly. It's
something
like we have
different.
two different taste palettes, So I mean, it all depends on your taste palette.
You just
So
seldom a dream slightly.
exactly, get them a little, get that top sales.
Sizzle it a little bit.
All right. So then there is the
third eye.
third eye chakra.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's what your intuition and your psychic ability. People believe in opening it, third eye, and closing it. I believe it's always open for the most part, but it's how we choose to tap into that. We have to go and tap into it because everything is accessible to us. We just have to tap into it.
So what happens when you open it? Is that-
You become more in tune with your emotions, people around you. You can sense people's vibes. You always be like, again, I real heavy
Heavy
vibes from
vibes.
you, boy.
Correct.
Energy.
Yeah, that's
Energy.
like, I don't know why, but I just don't like this person.
Listen, your blood will take them.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Something about them just real off.
And how do you open it?
How do you open it? You can use the crystals. You can meditate. Meditation is one of the greatest tools for that. So sitting down there and visualizing yourself in a state of zen. So just being nothing, you know? Don't have any. I mean, I'm not saying every thought arises, just push it off. Acknowledge these thoughts, let it go. And over time, you can strengthen that connection to your third eye. And then we have the crown chakra. That's the last one. And that is on your head. And that is also a connection to source. So in the Bible, they always pray. Well, they always say like from the crown of your head to the sole of your feet. You know? So that is your connection right there. Be very careful with the crown because that is your connection there. So that can also be your third eye too. That's an intuition. But the crown is really a connection. And there are also different chakra points, but it's a little more complex. And I will have to go on about that one.
Okay, so you mentioned meditation earlier on, well, shortly there ago. So I want to know how your daily routine goes. Do you meditate every day?
Yes, every day. So meditation does not always have to be sitting in a room saying meditation is whatever you focus on. So by painting, you're meditating. By playing an instrument, you're meditating. By even cutting the yard, you're focusing on something. So having that focus. But for me, I get up in the morning and I meditate. Well, I pray first. Okay. So prayer can also be a form of meditation because you're focusing on God. Right? So I meditate after I pray. And I will just sit down with my eyes closed and I focus on the thought of having a good day. Right? Or sometimes I will just become nothing. One of my favorite quotes is from Avatar.
You sure, Avatar?
Yes.
Okay.
He was like, enter the void. Enter the void and let go of your earthly tether. So entering the void, understanding nothingness. What can we learn from just dropping everything?
Power and stillness.
Exactly. Like who are us really when the door is closed, when nobody is around? Your authentic self, you know? So I believe in just becoming nothing for a while, just dropping everything
and just focusing.
Letting go of your earthly tether. Letting go of this soul and just becoming not a soul, sorry, your body, your physical vessel, and just being the soul. And sometimes in meditation, you get epiphanies. Sometimes I get business ideas. Sometimes I get the solution to an answer I wanted to see, but I was like, it's not the right time. So just be able to just drop everything. Because I do yoga as well. And in yoga, you need to have a form of letting go because it can be intimidating to some people, the crazy poses, but you have to come in with an open mind, you know? An open mind. I'm like, okay, I'm letting go of the expectation of being good at the first attempt. So I'm letting go of, all right, I want to do a headstand immediately. You can't. It's a slow progress, you know? Building that foundation first. So, like I said, with the root chakra, you could be challenging the root chakra there. Right? My foundation. And gradually you would grow in it. You would grow in it. But I love yoga. I really, really do. It's something I would honestly go on and on and on and on about. I've been doing it for 3 years. I remember when I first started, I had an exam and I was super stressed out. Super, super stressed out. I was like, I need something to help me, right? And that could also be a form of meditation. Mm-hmm. I need something to focus on, but a healthy thing to focus on, because sometimes we tend to use different coping mechanisms that isn't as healthy. Like we might binge eat, we might use narcotics, we might do something, but I wanted to go the healthy route. And I found yoga. It wasn't easy at first. It wasn't easy at first. I fall along so much time. I was like, you know what? I fed up with this. But I was like, Sapphire, you have to remain a student for everything. Mm-hmm. You know, remaining a student. Because I'm not well educated on it, but I'm still learning, you know, keeping an open mind. Because my goal, honestly, is to become a yoga teacher.
Okay. Okay.
Same
Okay.
as-
Because I was going to ask a question, but I think you probably give me an answer to that already.
Mhm.
Because I was going to say, you were talking earlier about finding your purpose,
Mhm.
right? And do you think one of your purpose in life, I should say, is to shed more light or put more knowledge to the society down here
Yes.
about these gems and your
Yes.
walk thus far with it?
Yes, but I believe that I can do it without even, talking about
About
those
it.
things.
So-
Because
so
every
doing it.
So you can just
exactly,
watch
People
and be like,
observe,
yeah,
eh?
and observe
And they
from
feed off of
afar.
your energies without you even knowing.
exactly. You don't have to go and preach, use
Or-
crystals. You don't have to.
or you
I'm
don't
not
wanna be-
trying. Exactly. That's what works for me. If it works for you as well, fine.
You're not trying to be out there in people's
Exactly.
faces. Like, yo, come and try this.
use the
Yeah.
crystals.
Come and
now.
use some
Use this.
crystals.
Exactly.
Now,
You
come
Use
on,
your-
check the
some
crystals.
So
crystals.
good, my life going cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, your chakras looking real unbalanced, boy. You need a crystal. Right? I'm not trying to be
Come,
like
we
that.
go in yoga
Yeah,
class
you got some-
tomorrow.
Exactly. I'm not trying to be like that. What I want to do is inspire people by just living authentically. And this is what I use. And if they want to use it as well, then fine.
And being you.
100%.
120% just being you and
Exactly.
authentic.
Exactly. And documenting the highs and the
Lows.
lows.
I feel with that, a lot of people always want to document just the highs.
Exactly.
And just leave the lows in the background and say,
Mhm.
it's only highs when you come across on this lifestyle.
Exactly. It's all
Like,
love
come
and
on.
light. It's
Yeah.
only love and light and
Everything
peace
is going
and
perfect.
joy.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And
Inside
I know.
you're crying.
Exactly.
Then, like, stressed out. Like,
Right? But I was talking about the parts of ourselves that we repress. So as you get a little deeper into that, you start to work on your shadow side, working on the things that you might not like. So having that uncomfortable conversation, because that's also how you can grow a spiritual connection. Having that uncomfortable conversation with yourself, with your family, with your friends, and speaking the things that hurt us. Because in life,
Acknowledging things.
exactly, acknowledging it and letting it go so we
Go.
can
Mhm.
heal. Now, healing is not linear. So sometimes we think we're making progress and then we just jump back to zero. But that's
Yeah.
fine.
Mm.
You can try again. And every day is another chance to try again. Every day you have, try again. I believe in every day is a chance to forgive yourself.
Mhm.
Every day.
And you don't even need to wait the
Mhm.
whole day. Like sometimes you have a bad morning, but you still have the rest of the day
The-
to live, right?
Exactly.
yeah, correct.
Exactly.
And that's why I always think conversations like these are so important, because even if you don't do yoga and you don't do nothing with crystals, you don't believe in none of these things, somehow you're still connected to the conversation and by whatever extent.
Mm-hmm.
You're not
Correct,
going
that's
to
right.
be on the extreme of the on the spectrum, having an altar, whatever. But
Mhm.
you have your own
Well-
rituals. You have your things you believe in. Everybody has a certain level of trauma and this, that, and the other. When we can understand how to deal with ourselves in whatever capacity, I think you'll be able to live a little bit more
More.
freely,
Mhm.
If we are all
And
in
elevate more
different
as well.
parts of our healing
We're
process.
all connected.
Exactly.
Mm.
And every spiritual teaching, well, every religion as well, the greatest lesson is love. That across the board.
Yeah, across the board.
A lot of people
Love.
don't love themselves as well. That's the thing.
Exactly.
And they don't know
So,
how to love themselves. You think, oh, well, showing self-love to myself, I'm going to buy some clothes, but it's not like that alone. Because
Exactly. And they're not
if you don't
healing.
feel confident within yourself and you don't feel like you're beautiful, suddenly all the clothes, they could be as cute.
You can have the entire
don't
about
feel
3
good.
wardrobes and have
Exactly.
You can
no
have on a
self-love.
big t-shirt and a baggy pants, and to other people it looking whack, but to
Hello.
you, you're feeling real good
Yeah, I
because
put on my dingy YGs, you know, they walk out the
A
front.
big
you know.
hole in the back,
Well,
that's
small,
it.
yeah,
Still swaggy.
for sure.
Right?
you're protecting your own energy.
Energy.
Because
Mhm.
at the end of the day, what will work for Sapphire will work for me.
See Paul Luck is not
Exactly.
go Paul Luck at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It
We
might not-
could be going through the same thing, using the same crystals, and I like, but with the jail,
Yeah.
these crystals
Exactly.
need
Not
to charge
doing
off.
nothing.
Like your Bible could work
Yeah,
for you.
for
You
you.
have one son that will get you through the day, but for
True.
me, a seed will get me through the day.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So is the intention, like I was saying, is the intention. And, self-love, people always think, self-love is just thinking you're nice in the mirror. Self-love is being disciplined. Having that sense of consistency to self and acknowledging where you went wrong and being truthful about it. Because a lot of times we lie to ourselves to avoid
Correct.
that uncomfortable conversation.
Yeah.
Especially when you know you're in the wrong and you are
Exactly.
the problem. This is where you have
kind
to
of feel like
change.
if you're opening up these wounds or even stabbing yourself, but you
that's how
kinda
you
need to have
heal,
You,
yeah.
you need to, in
But that's
order
how
to
you
elevate
heal.
and in order to progress, you
Yeah.
need to, have that conversation.
One of my favorite spiritual songs, the lyrics read, "I must walk this pilgrim journey. I must walk this road alone. Nobody else could walk it for me.
Exactly.
I must walk this road alone." And that song into my head, I saw my pulses raise and thing, because I always think about it like we need the community to help us, right? To hold us up. But at the end of the day, if you don't work on yourself and your internal intentions, 'cause at the end of the day, a pastor can't tell me what my greatest ritual for myself is.
Exactly.
But
To
he
find
could
out for
help me on that
yourself.
journey.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end, I have to walk the road for myself. Somebody else can't just say, well, turn this way, turn that way, try this crystal, do this thing. If you take a sea bath here, burn this kind of herb, drink this
Light this
tea.
candle.
Exactly. You could
Turn a
get help
susu.
from the community and you could find a safe space.
Yeah. So Sapphire, what would you say to our viewers about crystals? Yeah, the
Crystals?
final words.
Let it call you, let it find you, keep an open mind, and use your discernment.
Use your discernment.
Yes,
Okay.
because I can only say so much. This is what has worked for me, but you have to find it for yourself. But that's it.
All right, cool.
Additionally, like for persons who would probably be more intrigued now after hearing this, I would like to get into, using the crystals and so on. What advice you give them stepping into it? And as you said, I know how your household was not, open to it. And let's say they have the same situation. What advice would you give them?
So what I did my research first before doing anything. I did my research and I would go into like a crystal store and speak to one that is a professional, a little more versed, so they can give you advice on how to do it. Also, speak to your parents. You might not really get the best feedback.
Or the feedback you want to
exactly,
get from them.
but still speak to them about it. I'm like, Mommy, I'm just interested about the crystals. I mean, it's from the earth.
Correct.
Whatever we use can be used for either good or
evil.
bad. So that is one thing. You can also, you don't have to use a crystal, but if you want to, like I was saying, ask a professional. Well, my family isn't very like they were strict, yes, but they wasn't too strict on that. So I mean, I'm not sure for somebody that is too strict, but just be careful. Be careful. Cleanse it first.
Can crystals like overtake you?
What do you mean, like possess you?
Yeah, possess
Crystal any night just come up and just walk up to you and be like, hey boy.
No, for real.
And Joanne wake up with the crystal on the forehead.
No.
Yeah, I was going
They can't control you in any way.
No, it can't. It's a rock.
It's
It's a rock. It can't. It can't. Be open to it.
Okay.
Just be open to it. And
that's the Vibe Tribe. Follow us on Instagram at The Culture Tribe, at Gerard the One.
That's out and bad.
Yeah, the rubber only.
Same
thing
name
from last week. What? And at
Sapphire Benn.
Capson
Benn.
CPT.B.
Yes. 2 N's.
BENN.
Yes.
So
cool.
Sapphire, on behalf of the Culture Tribe, we would like to thank you for coming on today and
Thank
imparting
you so
your
much for
knowledge.
having me. Thank
Oh, it
you.
was a pleasure.
Yeah, it was real
It was a
cool, real
pleasure.
cool.
Thank you.
Actually, I
Thank you.
get to understand some more things about crystals.
Crystals.
So
I think
I'm
I
a
might.
little crystal now.
Yeah, I'm a little. Why?
No, I'm not going to my crystal.
The way in which you see it, I will say, okay, my boy.
Nah,
that's
you
it.
got
Try something new now.
right? I might see her.
No.
I don't know.
Nah, I ain't going to my crystal. But yeah, guys, that's the Vibe Tribe. See you all later.